Ah, yes, the clerk. Why, you haven't said a word since we left. Why don't you go ahead and tell the next story, won't you? Fine then. I'll tell a tale I heard from a great nobleman. Our tale begins on the west coast of Italy, where there was a kingdom that was ruled by a very strong, handsome, and great king. This king had no wife, and was thus very free in his life. This king is named Walter, and not everyone particularly enjoyed his freedom. Your Highness, the people are concerned when we're getting an heir to the throne. Why should they be worried? I have everything figured out, and I will have an heir in no time at all. Well, according to the data, you have no maidens lined up. Nonsense. Let me see this data you speak of. I see. Fine, fine. I shall gather a maiden, and you shall set a date for the wedding. I'll do as I've been asked, my king. And so the king went out to find his maiden, a young girl named Griselda that had lived just outside of his kingdom, a young woman that he had been eyeing for quite a long time now. This girl came from a very poor family, but it doesn't seem like the king minded at all. So the king went ahead and asked for her father's blessing and consent in marrying his daughter, to which he joyfully accepted. As the wedding day approached, they both became very excited at the prospect of Griselda becoming King Walter's new wife. On the day of the wedding, the new queen and Walter's new wife was crowned the new queen of the kingdom. Soon after the wedding, about a year or so, Griselda had bared a daughter, securing what everyone hoped for, an heir to the throne. However, the king wanted to debunk any doubts about the queen's fidelity and commitment to the new relationship. So, he devised a test. In this test, the king would ask one of his agents to go and take their newborn daughter, testing how his new wife would react to such a sudden event like this.
FBI, open up!
Friendly, last operator standing. All friendlies have been eliminated.
And so after Griselda bared a son, who she had raised for about 2 years, the king thought to himself, I should run the test again. Surely this will crush any doubt about fidelity. And so asked one of his agents to go and take his new son. After about a year and a bit more deliberation, the king made a decision. I'm going to test her one more time. I shall send her the documentation to be free once more. And she shall also help me marry another woman. If she does not falter under these circumstances, surely she will be the best woman in the land. So King Walter did as he said. He sent the documentation and thought of it as an absolutely genius plan. Griselda then left and went back to her father, sadness in her heart, come only to find her father with the same sadness in his heart as well. And so soon a date was set for another wedding, and Griselda was then tasked with preparing the king's new bride. However, the one thing she did not know is that this new bride that the king had brought in was actually their daughter, who had now grown up to be a young woman by now, as well as bringing back their adult son. And now the king thought to himself, perhaps what I have done is too cruel. Perhaps her fidelity has been proven multiple times and I have not seen it. I must confess all of this to her. Now hold on just a minute. Is that her daughter there? Yes, it is. Why is she all skinny and brown like that? It's just your imagination. And so the king renounces all of the things he has done, apologizing for all his faults, and reinstating Griselda as his wife and the new queen. Griselda is ecstatic to have her children back, and thus ends up living technically happily ever after with her husband and king. Not right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was a project from my English class, actually. If you couldn't tell, I didn't make this just for fun, but I did have a lot of fun making it, as much as it was a pain in my rear end, I guess you could say. Again, thank you very much. I worked really hard on this project. Thank you to the person that made this map, because God forbid I am not placing every single block by myself. Again, thank you to everyone who's watching. Please make sure to like the video and subscribe. It never hurts. It never hurts to subscribe. It always helps me out. Sometimes YouTube will unsubscribe you and you don't even notice, so make sure to go check and hit that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Okay, and now watch me fail this loop. Okay, there we go. Side note, thank you to my English teacher for being patient with me. Obviously, this video took a long time to make, and I turned it in like quite literally last minute. And I would like to thank everyone that believed in me. I would like to thank Giovanni for letting me use his room to record these voice lines. I would also like to thank all the people whose music and sounds I used. Oh, I didn't mean to break that block. But again, thank you. Please give me a good grade.